Come into a comfortable seated position and move the flesh from your sit bones and sit tall. Close your eyes and just take a moment to settle in here. So anchor through the sit bones, lift through the crown of the head, and create some space between the vertebrae. Relax the shoulders down the back. Lift the heart, but keep the chin drawing in with the back of the skull lifting. And then bring your attention into your breath and just watch for a few moments the breath come in and go out with ease and grace. And notice if the breath feels constricted in any way, and try to relax more deeply to allow the muscles and the frame to soften, so that full expansion happening on inhalation and full contraction happening on exhalation. And once the breath has settled, begin to shape it. So we'll take the breath in through the nostrils, direct it immediately down towards the pelvic floor and expand the belly, then the rib cage, and then the chest. And as you exhale, we'll begin the exhalation again at the belly, contracting the abdomen. Feel the rib cage draw closer together. Let the chest soften and the rest of the breath leave the nostrils. So inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. And exhaling, belly, ribs, and chest. And of course, as you're breathing in this way, you can add in the ujjayi sound, that gentle wave or ocean type sound to the breath. And notice if that sound begins to calm the nervous system, relaxing the mind and reducing the thoughts. So today is the equinox and a beautiful time of year to really look at the soil, to go down into the quality that we have there. Or pretty soon we'll be able to plant in our gardens what it is that we seek to grow. Having perhaps done some work over the winter to think about which seeds we're choosing for this year. But despite choosing the best of seeds, if the soil is depleted, the seeds will not have the nutrients that they need to properly grow. And if they do grow, the plants will not be fully healthy and vibrant and maybe even able to ward off disease or insects or any kind of invasion. So any gardener knows that it's essential to have the healthiest soil. And if you think about that, it comes from the very root, the very base, or the foundation, from which if the foundation is set, then we can grow from there. So as you breathe in and the breath comes in and down, see if you can really feel that it touches the pelvic floor. It gets to the very root of the spine, despite the fact that, of course, our diaphragm doesn't really go that far. And then on the exhalation, as you draw the navel in and up, notice how the pelvic floor lifts slightly with that as the breath reverses and comes back up and out. And each time the breath comes in and goes down, and when you feel it in that pelvic floor, that very base of the body, imagine that nourishment is coming in and really having an effect there on the soil, on the foundation. As the breath comes up and out, you can send out with the breath anything that needs to be released from the soil, anything that's not healthy or perhaps standing in the way. Exhale is 2 counts longer than the inhale. We'll be practicing what is called Visamritti. And as we extend the exhale breath, 2 counts longer than the inhale, we'll be releasing more than we're taking in. So you're breathing in and down, bringing in that nourishment, letting that absorb down there in the very base of the spine, and then taking your time to really be selective about what it is that you want to release through the exhale breath, coming back up and out. Please continue. And just a few more rounds here, establishing the breath in this way. And then gently bring your hands together in front of your heart and let your thumbs touch your sternum. And bow your head to your hands. And just take a moment to honor the changing of seasons, life in constant evolution and change and growth. And spring is often a favorite time because we see all this new life emerging. It's the renewal. It's the rebirth. So again, I'd like you just to think about perhaps what seeds you chose over the winter, whether consciously or unconsciously. And think about your own soil, which in this case would be the foundation of self-care. Do I have the nutrients, the nourishment, the foundation for planting these seeds? And if not, what can I do to bring in a greater quality? A better chance for those seeds to really grow. So if you have something personal, place that in your intention now, setting it in your heart. And then we're going to begin the practice with the chant of Om 3 times. Remember, there's 3 parts to Om: A, O, and The A vibrates in the lower portion, or that foundation of the spine. The O in the middle portion, and the in the upper portion. So you can feel as if that seed is in the soil and it's beginning to grow up and out. At the same time, the vibration of Om is coming in and down, and we can think of that like the sunlight that's bringing in its own form of nourishment. So we're going to do this with some movement in the arms. On the inhale, we'll reach the arms out wide and bring them overhead as we breathe in, and then as we chant, we're going to send the sunlight down with the palms pressing together back to the heart, with the A, O, and moving up the spine. Okay, so deep inhale in, and long exhale out. Inhale the arms out wide, lift and rise. Hands down the center line as you chant. Again. Just one more. Bow your head to your hands and just gradually open your eyes, taking your time to come back into the room. And then we're going to begin in child's pose. So moving this bolster or blanket out of the way, coming into tabletop position. We'll start with the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet pressing down into the earth. Lift the heart, lift the sit bones, look up, and then exhale, take the navel in and up and round the back, drawing all the way back to child's pose. So we'll stay down here, forehead into the mat. Extend the fingers long, relax the shoulders. Breathe deeply here. And again, you can think of this position almost like that seed. We call it fetal position. And what is that except for the beginning of life? And so as we rest in this tiny position with all that great potential ahead of us, breathe deeply into the body so the nourishment's already there. So even though you're still breathing belly, ribs, chest, exhaling belly, ribs, chest, feel the back side of the body opening with the breath. Really send the breath into any area that feels tight or closed off, as often the back side of the body can have more tension than the front. One more breath here. Good. Walking your hands to the right. Press your left sit bone down, bow your rib cage. Opening up that lateral, letting the left hip sink down, soften the tops of your shoulders. Breathe. Sending the breath into any area that feels tight. And then move over to the other side and do the same thing. So over to the left, let the right sit bone soften down, bow the right rib cage. Breathe deeply here. Keep relaxing the tops of your shoulders, softening into it. One more. And then come back to center. Now look between your hands, arms are forward. You're going to scoop your nose, chest, and chin across the mat. Tops of the feet ground. Inhale into low cobra, so low ribs staying on the floor. It's not a deep back bend. And then exhale, draw the navel in and up, round the back, and move back to child's pose. Okay, so repeat that again. Inhale, you're going to scoop nose, chest, and chin across the mat. Inhale into low cobra. Exhale, pull the navel up and back for support as you move into child's pose. Good. 3 more like this, please. Nice and low across the earth. Feeling that, again, that gravity, that density. Two more, please. Push into the tops of the feet for support. And last one. And then turn your cheek to one side and just relax for a moment. Soften everything down. Feel the earth beneath you. And turn your cheek to the other side. And then hands under the shoulders again, and we're going to tuck the back toes under. Press up into plank position and hold. So if you got to think about that ability for the seed to push through the soil and the strength that it takes, the commitment to growth. So as you press firm through the hands, reaching out through the heels, really feel that strength as you counter gravity, doing almost the opposite of what seems natural. Contracting the abdomen, really feel that pressing down through the hands, creating a little lift there in the back of the heart. Excuse me, a little lift in the back of the heart. 2 more breaths here. And then lifting the sit bones up and back, move into downward facing dog. Find the feet hip distance apart and bend one knee and press the other heel down. And then bend the other knee and press the other heel down. And just shift back and forth a few times, opening up the back of the legs. And then allow the sit bones to lift high as you keep the feet hip distance apart, toes turned in slightly, heels out, inner thighs rolling in and back. Legs are firm and strong, continuing to keep those roots grounded. In the upper body, shoulder heads roll away from the ears, squeeze the inner elbows toward one another. Press down firmly through the web of the index and thumb, and your hands are also like roots. You're feeling the reaching into the earth, using gravity to create a rebounding lightness through the hips, lifting them just a little bit higher. Two more full Ujjayi breaths here. Again, noticing the effect of gravity on the body. And then walk your feet forward just about 6 inches and stop. Take a moment, full inhale, full exhale. As you're breathing in, observe. Walk your feet in another 6 inches and stop. Putting more weight into the feet now, less weight into the hands. Observe. And then walk the feet forward another 6, almost completely to the hands, but not quite. Noticing sensation. Keep a micro bend in your knee if you need it. And then finally, walking your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Fingertips lined up with the toes, fingers in a finger stand or on the floor, palms flat, either way. Breathe deeply here. And once again, feeling the earth, not only beneath your feet, but also beneath your hands. Navel hugs in and up on exhalation. Keep surrendering through the back of the legs. And watch that tendency to sink in the heels, so bring the body weight forward just slightly in the balls of the feet. Head and neck is relaxed. Imagine there's a weight attached to the crown, just allowing it to sink towards the earth. And then release your hands behind you, interlace your fingers into Yoga Mudra, and take the knuckles up and away from you. Just stretch out your shoulders a few times, going back and forth by bringing the knuckles towards the sacrum, and then towards the crown of the head. And then back again, just a few rounds here. Good, and then pulling the knuckles back, slowly come up into standing, heart lifts, chin lifts, and then just release the arms. Take a moment here to stand in mountain pose, arms by your side, and just experience. Okay, so we're going to do Sri Dharma Mitra Sun Salutation. It's a constantly flowing, moving sun salutation. So it's like that energy that begins to activate. Big toes touching, space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And then exhale, forward fold navel to spine. Take the right leg back, lower the knee down, top of the foot. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Right leg forward to the fingertips, spin the back foot flat for warrior one, heel to heel alignment. Inhale as you reach up. And now exhale to plank position. And for the first round, we'll modify, bring knees to the floor, squeeze the elbows tight into the side as the belly comes down, tops of the feet ground. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for cobra. And exhale, navel up and back for downward facing dog. Right leg forward to the fingertips, lower the left knee to the floor. Inhale up for low lunge, arms reach. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. And we're going to modify here by interlacing the fingers into Yoga Mudra. Bend your knees, scoop through chair. Come all the way into standing extension. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Other side, inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Left leg goes back. Lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale up for low lunge. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward. Warrior one. Heel to heel alignment. Hips are squared as you come forward and up. Exhale, plank position. If you want to leave the knees lifted this time for chaturanga, go ahead. The knees are down, it's cobra. Otherwise, inhale to up dog. And exhale, navel up and back for down dog. Left leg goes forward again. Lower right knee down. Inhale up for low lunge. And exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold, add Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through. Full breath in as you inhale. Exhale to the heart. That's just the first round. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg goes back. Lower knee, top of the foot. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, plank position. And vinyasa, knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg forward, left knee down. Inhale up, low lunge. Exhale, step forward, standing forward fold, Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through, full breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, low lunge, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg forward, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, plank position, vinyasa your way. Then bring the left leg forward for low lunge again. Right knee down. Inhale. And exhale, standing forward fold, Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop through, all the way through. And exhale, heart. One more right and left, inhale. Exhale, fold. Right leg back, low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, plank position. Vinyasa your way. And step right foot forward for warrior one. Inhale. Exhale. Sorry, that was my mistake. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward for low lunge. Lower the left knee down. Inhale. Exhale. Step forward. Interlace the fingers, Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through. Full breath in. And exhale, heart. Last time, left side. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, low lunge. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, down dog. Left leg forward, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, plank position. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg through. Right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, step the back foot forward, standing forward fold with Yoga Mudra. Bend and scoop, come through. Full breath in. Arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment in Samastiti, either leaving the hands at the heart or bringing your arms down by your side. Just allow the breath to settle. Starting at the front of our mats, big toes touching space between the heels. Right leg is going to step back about 3.5 feet. Heel to arch alignment, setting up for triangle pose. Turn your back hand so that the palm is facing up. And inhale your left arm up and over your head. Exhale, reach over the front leg, lengthening your torso as far as you can away from your hip. Then bring that hand down to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Inhale, watch your right arm as it moves up and over your head. And then exhale, look down at the floor as you bring that arm back. Left arm extends first, then inhale and come back up. Let's do it again. Exhale, lengthen over that front leg. Then bring the hand to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Inhale, trace the right arm up and over the head. Exhale, look down at the floor as you bring that arm back. Left arm extends, using that core strength. Inhale, come back up. Again, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, look down, pull the arm back. Inhale as you come up. 2 more. Use your breath. Remember that the breath moves the body, not the other way around. And last one. Good. Now this time we're going to go into it and we're going to stay. So take your time to get there. You're going to lengthen as far as you can over that front leg. And then again, hand to shin, ankle, foot, floor, right arm lifts. You can keep a micro bend in that front knee to make sure you're not hyperextending. And if you'd like, press into the ball of the foot and lift the toes. That'll activate that foot just a little more. Pressing to the outside edge of the right foot, keep sending the heart away from the hips so you're elongating the torso. Lean back with the shoulders. And if you'd like, you're welcome to turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob, take it behind the back, and bind by grabbing onto your shirt, holding the hand on the sacrum, or reach forward for the thigh. Now, neck to neutral, or if it's comfortable for you, you're welcome to look up. But notice here your foundation. So I always loved triangle pose because with this wide base, we can feel that root from the base of the spine moving all the way down the inner legs to the feet, establishing that grounding. And then from that strong base, more room, more length. Maybe twist the navel a little deeper to the right. Breathe here. Two more. Very nice. Take that right arm up in the air, releasing the bind. Press equally into both feet and slowly come back up into standing. Turn your left toes in, hands to hips. Just rest for a moment. Okay, other side. Turn the other foot out, so same thing. Heel to arch alignment, we're about 3.5 feet for triangle. Left palm turns up, so you're gonna rotate that hand back. Right arm comes up and over the head. So you're already elongating the side body. And then exhale, lengthen the torso, bringing that hand down to the shin, ankle, foot, or floor, wherever it naturally lands. Now, watch the left hand as it moves up and over the head. Then look down at the floor as that arm pulls back. Right arm strong in alignment with the shoulder as you activate the spine and come up. Let's do it again. Exhale, lengthen over that front leg. Hand to shin, ankle, foot, or floor. Inhale the top arm up and over the head. Exhale, look down at the floor, pulling the arm back, stretching through the neck. Right arm long, strong core as you come up. Good, 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last 2 on your own. Take your time. When you finish, we'll slowly come down again for that last one. So exhaling over that front leg, reach as far as you can, like someone's pulling your arm away from you. And then hand to shin, ankle, foot, or floor, and now left arm just straight up in the air. Triangle pose. Again, activate the feet, micro bend the front knee if you need it. Lean the shoulders back, navel rotating to the left. If you like, turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob. You can take the hand onto the sacrum. You can take it and wiggle it between your thigh and low rib. Breathe deeply here. Now, sternum away from pubic bone. So really stretch and elongate. All the room we can find in the spine here is completely connected to that foundation. So keep pressing into the legs and feet. Nice strength here. Navel hugs in, rotate deeper. Two more. Very nice. To release, you're going to let that left arm go back up in the air. Press into both feet equally. Come back up. Turn the toes in. Bring the hands to the hips. Rest for a moment. And then we'll go back to the front of the mat. So pivot on the balls of the feet. Step forward and just find standing mountain pose. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, the arms reach up. Traditional vinyasa here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to monkey pose. Hands on the shins or floor, but press the sternum away from the pubic bone. And then exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank position. Knees lowered or lifted for chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. 3 breaths, please. As you're breathing, establishing that grounding in the legs, nice firm legs and feet. Good. At the completion of the last breath, you're going to bring your feet together. Come onto the balls of the feet. Reach the right leg up in the air. Exhale the left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can and stack the hips, so take right over left. Try to keep the hands and shoulders even. It's easy to want to dip into that left shoulder a little bit, so keep them stable. And then bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute, absorb the tailbone into the body, and lift the lower belly. Breathing deeply here, just observing any tension that you're encountering and sending breath there. Keep pressing down through that back heel, so stabilizing the grounding. And then straighten that right leg. Bring the knee forward, hip forward, and then send the knee to the right elbow as you shift into plank. Extend the leg back again. And now bring the knee forward and towards the left shoulder, shifting into plank. Inhale. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale. Extend. Right knee, left elbow. Extend. Good. One more. Right knee, right elbow. Extend. Right knee, left elbow. And extend. Send the right foot all the way through to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat. Now heel to arch alignment again. We're going to come up through warrior 1, open hip and shoulder to the left for warrior 2. And find a strong, stable posture here. So much wider stance, 4.5 feet. Press into the ball of the front foot, activate the toes. Press to the outside edge of the back foot. Tailbone absorbs into the body. So as you lift the lower belly, you want to really feel the base nice and steady, open but buoyant. Look over the middle finger of the right hand, extending the arms out from the shoulders, and breathe deeply here. So we're just going to hold this posture and work with our breath. Remember, as the inhale comes in and down, we're going to feel belly first, but we're really touching that pelvic floor. Then rib cage, then chest. On the exhalation, pelvic floor lifts as we squeeze the abdomen in, bring the rib cage closer together, and the chest softens. Remember, the exhale is just a little longer than the inhale. On the inhale, nourishment comes in, really helps to feed that soil in the base of the spine. Exhale, releasing anything that doesn't serve, anything that doesn't help the soil to stay healthy. Last breath here. Now, back hand to thigh, turn and look at the right palm. We're going to slowly straighten the front leg, opening up the lateral again, giving just a little break to that front leg. Now bend the knee again, take the right hand down to the thigh. Left arm and hip come all the way around for twisting side angle pose. Now, if this is too intense on your knee, pivot on the ball of the back foot and do it in high lunge, or you can also bring the knee to the floor in low lunge twist. But if you can keep that back heel grounded without any tension there in the back leg and knee, then this twist becomes very deep. Breathe here. Inhale, grow a little longer through your spine. Exhale, squeeze and rotate. And think of that as really deepening the purification. What do you need to wring out? What do you need to let go? We know spring is a natural detox for the body. Very nice. We'll slowly release that back into warrior two. Reverse it again. Straighten the front leg. Open up the side body. And now pinwheel the fingertips to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment just to feel, establish your down dog. 3 breaths. Notice if there's a difference between the right side and the left. And then a vinyasa to wipe the slate clean. So plank position, you can have the knees lifted or lowered for chaturanga. Inhale, remember if knees are down, it's cobra, otherwise up dog. And exhale, navel up and back for down dog. Feet are together, balls of your feet. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the right heel down. Inhale the left leg as high as you can and stack hips, left over right. Bend the knee, draw the heel to the glute. Try to even the hands, even the shoulders, keep that pressure balanced. As you absorb the tailbone in and lift the lower belly, create a little more stability there in the base of the spine. Really feeling that space, any tension there, breathe into it. Good. And then straighten the leg, bring the knee and hip down, squaring them, and then take left knee to left elbow, shifting into plank. Inhale the leg away. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale away. 2 more with your breath. Exhale to left elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Then you'll extend the leg back. Swing that one all the way through for warrior two on this side. So again, it's a heel to arch alignment. Come up through warrior one, open hip and shoulder to the right. Warrior two. Stance is very long here, so about 4.5 feet. Lift the front toes, activate the arch of the foot, press to the outside edge of the back foot. Arms are long in alignment with the shoulders. Breathe deeply here. Watch that tendency to sink too far into the pelvic floor. Keep a little buoyancy there so there's some lightness. And then concentrate on your pattern of breath. Inhaling belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling belly, ribs, chest. Ujjayi breathing. Steady your gaze. Make the exhale just a little longer than the inhale, about 2 counts. Keep relaxing your shoulders. Good. Now, back hand to thigh. Turn and look at that left palm. Reverse it, straightening the front leg to give a little break. Then we're going to come down and we're going to bring the left hand down to the thigh. Rotate right arm and hip all the way around. And remember, if you need to, pivot on the ball of the back foot, make it a high lunge instead, or bring the knee to the floor. Breathing deeply here. Keep twisting the navel to the left. Squeezing, wringing out any tension, anything you need to let go of. Purifying that foundation. One more here. Now to come out of it, go back to warrior 2. Find it just for a moment. You don't have to stay. Back hand to thigh. Straighten the front leg. Reverse it. And now pinwheel your fingertips to the floor and pivot on the ball of the back foot and step back to downward facing dog. Just breathe here. 3 breaths. Get that nourishment from the breath all the way into the pelvic floor. One more here. And then come onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look at the hands, step or lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale to monkey pose with a flat back, hands on shin or floor, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and rise all the way up. Arms reach overhead, and exhale, hands to the heart. Just resting here for a few moments. Resting in Samasthiti. And notice the warmth, some of the purification, the cleansing. And we're going to take that just a little bit further with some Agnisara prep. So this is some breath work, having your feet about hip distance apart, hands onto mid-thigh, arms straight. So they're almost like kickstands holding the spine straight. Chin is in, back of the neck is long. And you're going to inhale in and down. And as the breath comes towards the pelvic floor, lift your tailbone up. Now as you exhale, start the exhale from the feet. So bring it from the arches of the feet, up through the inner thighs, up through the pelvic floor, hollowing out the belly as you pull the abdomen up, navel in and up under the rib cage. And just when you can't breathe out anymore, start your inhale and breathe in chest, ribs, belly to the pelvic floor. Lift the tailbone. Begin your exhalation from the feet. Exhale up through the ground, up through the legs. Now lift the pelvic floor. Lift lower abdomen. Lift the upper abdomen. Squeezing everything out just when you can't do any more. Inhale. Tailbone lifts. And exhale, nice and slow. Take your time, really wring it out. Keep going with your breath. Deep abdominal work. Two more rounds here. Take your time, there's no rush. Think of this as deep purification, deep cleansing. One more. Now take your inhale in, come back to neutral, and slowly stand up. Just observe how you feel. Notice the warmth in the belly, the manipulation there of all those important organs. Very nice. So starting at the front of the mat, big toes touching space between the heels, keep the legs together and inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, sink into chair and bring the hands down the center line. So you're coming into a deep chair, weight in the heels, toes lift freely, glutes are sticking out behind you. Now, right elbow is going to go to the outside of your left thigh. Navel rotating here to the left. Breathe deeply here. Keep rotating, pushing down into that bottom forearm. Forearms are stacked. Elbow is lifted up in the air. And you use that as leverage to twist further. Now, you can stay in this position, or if you want a challenge, you're going to look down at the floor. Step your right foot back into high lunge. Nice and controlled. And then pivot on the balls of both feet, keeping the left knee bent for a twisting foot spreading posture. And when you get to the twisting foot spreading posture, you can see if you can deepen the twist. Also, you can start to straighten the leg if it's available. Good. Continue to twist through the spine. Last breath. And then fold over the center and release everything. Hands onto the backs of the legs. Slide down a couple times. Just let go. Send it into the earth. Releasing here, letting go. Hold on to the ankles, bend the elbows out wide. Draw the crown of the head towards the earth. Make sure you're not sinking in the heels, so come right to the center of the foot. Hands to the hips, scoop the heart as you rise, pressing equally into both feet. And then right foot straightens, pivot on the ball of the back foot, and step forward for a moment to the other side of your mat and just stand. Samastiti, feeling that symmetry. And then bring your big toes to touch, space between the heels, hands together at the heart. Again, the legs are together. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, sink into chair. And as you sink into chair, send the hands down the center line. Good. So again, establish chair where the weight's in the heels. Toes can lift freely. Glutes are reaching back, just like you're about to sit in a chair. Okay, this time we're going to take left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Hands in prayer, fist with the bottom hand, cupping with the top, twisting here. Again, forearms are stacked. Use that as leverage to push down and rotate just a little deeper. Breathing here. Keep that navel rotation, deepening with each exhalation. Lower those sit bones down just a little more. Now look down at the floor. Step your left foot back into high lunge. And then turn the toes in, heels out, keeping that right knee bent for a twisting foot spreading posture. Elbow stays on the knee the whole time. If it's in your practice, you can slowly begin to straighten that right leg. But continue to use the arms as leverage to rotate the navel to the right. Breathe deeply here. Two more breaths. And then melt over the legs. Just surrender into foot spreading. If you need any adjustments in the feet, take it. And then again, hands on the hips. Just slide the hands down. Just a couple times, coaxing those hamstrings to open. And then hold on to the ankles here. Bend the elbows out wide. Draw the crown of the head towards the earth. Breathing deeply. Okay, hands under the shoulders. Turn the toes out, heels in, and come into a wide, more like a sumo wrestler squat. Bring the hands to your heart. So you can imagine here that we've gone through that journey of really through the soil, through that depth, that heaviness and density, countering gravity. And now just imagine that you've emerged just slightly above that earth. And allow the sun to come down through the crown, deepening the breath. More nourishment available now. And then lower your hips down just about 2 inches. It's not going to see much. You won't see much, but you'll feel it. Feel the depth again, just that weighting process. And then come up about 2 inches and stop. And just stay. Good. Go down again, about 2, settling in. And up again, just about 2. Stop there. One more, go down. And now this time as you come up, straighten the legs all the way, take the arms over the head, elongate through the side bodies. And then just allow the arms to flower open, sending them out to the side. Good. And now heel toe all the way back to center and just rest. Breathing deeply here. Notice from the navel down, the sensation in the legs, the anchoring and grounding. And last breath here. Okay, so coming back to the front of your mat, big toes touching space between the heels, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose. Hands on the shins or floor, but flat back. And then exhale and step back to downward facing dog. And from down dog, we're going to bring the knees to the floor, but sit tall on the heels. So if you need some support there, you can put a block between your ankles. We're just going to rest either in Vajrasana or with the block in Virasana. Hands in the lap. You can let the left hand cup the belly, right hand on top, thumbs touch, Dhyana Mudra, or reverse that for men. And now feel the density in the base of the body, so the tailbone lengthens down, and it's rebounding lightness through the crown of the head as there's almost a sense of lifting or lengthening. Shoulders stay out of it, so they're relaxed. Neck is long. Now we're going to just take a gentle version or gentle variation of Supta Virasana. So we're just going to stay in Vajrasana legs with the sitting on the heels, and just take the fingertips behind you, point them towards your heels, and now lift your sternum and just feel the stretching open of the front side of the body, that ability to receive the light. So as you breathe in, again, sending the breath down, Going back to our original pattern of belly, ribs, chest. And as it gets to the chest, feel almost that flowering open sensation. And then exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest. And repeating that, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, heart opens just a little more, a little deeper stretch in the shoulders. Exhaling, belly, ribs, and chest. Just one more here. And then roll off the fingertips, lift with the sternum, and come back into the seated posture that we were just in. And we're going to do a little variation for the arms to open the shoulders more. So right arm out in front of you, left arm over at the elbow, and then rotate the palms together. So we're coming into eagle arms. And then just to floss those shoulder blades, lift the elbows up as high as you can, and then lower them as low as you can, almost contracting the abdomen. Again, inhale as high as you can. Exhale as low as you can. Contracting the abdomen. Good, keep going. Deep Ujjayi breathing. One more. And as you exhale, coming back to neutral, just let your arms fly out to the side. Let them go. And we're going to come on to standing on our knees. If you need extra padding for your knees, you can flip your mat over so there's just a little more support. Coming into a variation of camel, I want to tuck the back toes under for a moment here. I like to do that to create a little more stability. You're certainly welcome to leave the tops of the feet flat. Bring your fingertips up your lower back, so pointing up towards your heart. We're just going to go move in and out dynamically. So as you inhale, try to keep the hips forward in alignment with the knees and allow the upper back to open up. And then as you exhale, contract your abdomen and bring everything forward again. Repeat that. Inhale, leaning back, hips stay forward, but heart opens. Exhale, contract the abdomen, and come back. Now, if you want to challenge that a little bit, try lifting the right arm as you inhale, moving just a little deeper here. And then exhale, bring the right arm down, and we'll switch it out. Inhale the left arm, leaning back, opening up. Exhaling, contracting that abdomen to bring yourself back to neutral. And then one more time, hands stay on the sacrum, lower back, open up the heart on inhalation. Exhale, contract to come up, and one more. Good. We'll sit on the heels again, just like we did a moment ago. And now we're going to do the eagle arms on the other side. So left arm out in front of you, right arm over at the elbow, rotate the palms to touch. Inhale, lift the elbows as high as you can. Exhale as you bring them down, contract the abdomen, creating stability. Good, keep going. Inhaling, exhaling. Use that ocean wave, Ujjayi breath. Pull the low ribs on exhalation. And just about 3 more here, please. Last one. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to let your arms just fly. Let go and bring them down by your side. Okay, we're going to come into the camel one more time, and this time we're going to do it in the full variation. So you have options that you've already done, which is the dynamic version of moving in and out, hands on the lower back. The key to remember for this posture is to make sure those hips are in alignment with the knees, almost as if the lower body is pressing up against a wall. So on your inhale, begin to lift up with the heart, leaning into the back bend, and only if it's comfortable, take one hand down and then the other, grabbing onto the tops of the heels, either the feet tucked or tops of the feet flat. Now, find your breath here. Don't hold the breath. Think of this heart as flowering open, taking in the full glory of the sun. Breathe deeply. Send all that nourishment down into the pelvic floor. Don't overgrip the glutes. Stretching the front body with the inhalation. 2 more. When you complete the last breath, remember, take the sternum forward and let everything stack back. Sit on the heels, hand under the belly, other hand on top, thumbs touch, and rest. And just absorbing the tailbone into the body here, pulling the lower belly back, will feel like a little bit of a counter pose. So enjoy that lengthening now in the lower spine. Good. Hips to one side, legs out in front of you. We're coming into Ardha Baddha Konasana, half bound angle. Soles of the feet together. If it helps, you can lift the sit bones up on a block or a bolster. Hands are going to come beside you. Wiggle the hips forward to tighten that seal, and then you can either hook the index and middle thumb around the big toes or wrap the hands around the feet and pull the sternum up through the shoulders. Draw the chin in, lengthen the back of the neck, elongate the spine. Breathe deeply here. If it helps, close the eyes and really feel this extension. Sit bones pressing down, lifting through the crown of the head. And think now of the spine as being the firm, stable stem. Whatever it is that you've grown in your garden has to have that stable stem that's both flexible and strong, able to withhold wind and rain, at the same time too, able to be stable. Send the breath in and down to the root, fill belly, ribs, chest, and exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Good. One more breath here. And now we'll fold and just take your heart forward, but as you move into it, try not to collapse the chest. Try to keep the back as long as possible. Chin can be in, back of the neck can lengthen, but just try to keep that spine reaching, tailbone from crown. Notice the opening in the hips. Breathe into any sensation you find. And then slowly lean back again. Lift as tall as you can, activating the back muscles. And then hands to the outsides of the knees. Gently guide them to center. And we're going to come onto our back. So feet flat, knees bent. Take your hands underneath the knees. Option 1 is to lift the legs, holding the heart forward, and just stabilize here with a little bit of core strength. Option 2, straightening the legs, releasing the arms, using just a little bit more core strength here, breathing. So Navasana boat, if you want to lean back, makes it a little more challenging. Keep the breath flowing. And then holding onto the knees, slowly come down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Rock just a little bit from side to side on your spine. Okay, so we're going to do just a little bit of core work before we go down. Once again, really establishing that strong stem. So thumbs underneath the hips, legs straight up in the air. Take the right leg, right ankle, and cross it over your left. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the legs down just 1/3 of the way. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, bring them down another 1/3 of the way. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, just let them hover an inch or so above the ground. Now inhale here. Exhale, push your belly button down and just bring the legs up 1/3 of the way. Inhale here. Exhale, push the belly button down, bring the legs up another 1/3. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the legs all the way up, and now switch the ankles. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale the legs down 1/3 of the way. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, another 1/3 of the way. Pause. Inhale. Exhale, hover just a few inches above the ground. Now inhale here. Exhale, push your belly button down and bring the legs only 1/3 of the way up. Inhale here. Exhale, push down another 1/3 of the way. Inhale here. Try to keep the face and neck soft. Exhale all the way up and bring your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit from side to side on the spine. Okay, one more for the core. You can take it in stages. So first stage, take the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Arms reach over the head as you inhale. And exhale, just bringing the hands to the knees and knees to the chest. So this is very simple. Inhale, legs go straight, arms reach over the head. Exhale, hands to knees, knees to chest. Option 2, inhale the legs over the head. And exhale the arms down by your side. Tuck your thumbs underneath your hips. And then you'll inhale here. Exhale. Now inhale, take your legs down to the floor. Hover them just an inch above the ground. Exhale, draw the navel down and bring the legs back up. Inhale, let the legs come down just about an inch above the ground. Exhale, bring the legs back up. Keep going this way, inhaling, exhaling. Or final option is to do the same thing, inhale the legs down, but take the arms over the head. And then exhale, belly button pushes down as the arms and legs come up and down. Good, inhale. Arms overhead, legs hover about an inch above the ground. Push the belly button down, exhale, bring the legs up, arms down. Good, keep going. Two more. Last one. It's okay if they're shaking. Work through it. And then bring your knees into your chest and just rock a little bit from side to side on the spine. So feet flat, knees bent. If you have a block nearby, ideally you can have one next to you. If you don't have a block, you could use a bolster. We're going to come up into bridge, put the block underneath the sacrum. So if you have just a bolster, maybe it'll be flat there. You can have the block on any edge that you need, but ideally it's on the tallest edge. And then When you feel stable, take your legs up in the air. Palms can face up, shoulders can rotate externally because you feel so stable. Now, full inhales, full exhales. Breathe deeply here. Close your eyes. And once again, go into the visualizations that we've been working with throughout the practice today. That deep, healthy soil, the purification that's happened there so that the seeds that we do plant grow healthy and strong. Continue to breathe. And notice that it's not rigid in the legs here, that even the breath has a subtle effect, slight movement, swaying ever so slightly with the breeze, with the breath. Just a few more here. And last full breath here. Good. Now take one leg down and then the other. Come back into bridge. If you need to adjust your block or bolster so you feel comfortable there, please do so. Again, enjoy this stable, supported back bend. And then rise onto the balls of the feet and slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. And then we'll have the feet a little wider than hip distance apart, knees falling in. Just rest your hands on your belly. Feel the earth supporting you. And then taking your knees into your chest, you're going to bring the knees over to the left as you look to your right, moving into a spinal twist. If you can, feel that the knees are stacked. You can use your hand to hold that in place. Let's surrender your belly button so the right shoulder really sinks towards the floor. Continue your deep breathing, filling those spaces that still are tight with breath so that we can get to the last little bit of tension that's left. And now bring your knees back into the center and over to the right. Again, stacking the knees, holding it with your hand if you can. Left arm extends out. Navel twists to the left now, gazing over the left shoulder. Feel that deep sense of letting go. And then come back to center and hug your knees in and prepare for Shavasana. So final relaxation. If you have socks and sweaters, you'd like to place them on now, do that. If there's any tenderness in the lower back, you can place a rolled up blanket or bolster underneath your knees just to support the back during Shavasana. A blanket around the body to make sure it cools down slowly is nice, or an eye pillow, especially if you're in a lighted room. And then as you come to rest on your back, let your legs be just a little wider than hip distance apart. Take your arms down by your sides, palms face up. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. And then make any other final adjustments you need. Begin to settle in. Let the lips part slightly so the jaw is relaxed. Let the eyes sink towards the back of the head. And as you rest here, just feeling that there's nothing to do. There's just this pure being. And just like we can have the healthiest soil, we can plant the seeds at the right time, provide the right amount of light, the right amount of water. What allows that seed to ultimately sprout and what it turns into is beyond our control. There's a divine order and a divine magic to it all. So now feel in your Shavasana the ability to completely let go and to rest in the trust, in the magic of the perfect timing that we will blossom in the perfect way at the perfect moment. So very slowly begin to deepen your breath. And as the breath deepens, just start to move your fingers and your toes. And roll your wrists and roll your ankles. And without rushing yourself, just gently bring your knees into your chest. And rock just a little bit from side to side on the spine. Curling over into your right side into fetal position. Arm under the head as a pillow. Feeling the spine settle. And place that hand into the earth and slowly come back up into seated. Head and neck heavy, eyes closed as you come up. Just for a few moments here of meditation. So tall spine, relaxed body. I want you to visualize the central channel as a thin green stem. So more of that new green color, that kind of lighter, almost lime green. And then see at the base of your spine, thin roots reaching down into the earth, into the soil. At the crown of the head, visualize a beautiful lotus flower, but see it as a bud. So all the petals held in together, just at that dome, at the peak. Let the petals of this lotus be a light pink color. So in a few moments, we're going to breathe into the spine and see the breath like prana, drawing nourishment up from the roots, from the stem to the bulb, where we see the lotus flower's petals slowly unfurl. And as they unfurl, they'll take in more sun, more light, more nourishment. Then we're going to bring those petals back together into the bulb and take that nourishment back down the thin lime green stem along the spine back down to the roots. So visualizing at the roots, begin to inhale nourishment from the roots. Take it all the way up that central channel, that stem, to the crown. As you exhale, see the petals unfurl, taking in more sunlight. Then inhale, slowly close those petals again. And now exhale the attention down the spine, down the stem, to the roots. Once again, open the roots to the earth and inhale, draw nourishment up from the earth, from the roots, through the stem, taking it all the way up to the top, to the bulb. And then exhale and open the petals and let them receive the sunlight, absorbing in that prana and that nourishment. Now, keeping that inhale, close the petals back to the tiny bulb, sealed. And then send that nourishment down the stem, that lime green, as you exhale, all the way to the roots. Give it to the earth and repeat again. So now this time as you inhale, bringing that nourishment from the roots, see it travel up through that lime green stem to the bulb. At the top, open the petals, exhaling to receive the light. And if it's comfortable, bring in a gentle pause at the bottom of exhale, just to soak in a little extra nourishment. Inhale, seal those petals. Exhale, send the nourishment down the stem all the way to the root. Out through the roots to the earth. You can pause here too, just a moment. And now again, inhale and soak up. All the way up. Exhale, petals unfurl, receiving the sun. And if you'd like, you can just stay for an extra moment just to soak that in, pausing. Inhale, close it up. And exhale, send the nourishment down to the roots. See it penetrating the roots and the earth. And please continue. Again, if you'd like, keeping that pause at the bottom of exhalation. And if it's comfortable, you can also add a pause at the top of the inhalation without strain. Just 2 more, please. And when you finish, end with your awareness at the root, sitting with the visualization of that beautiful stem, beautiful flower. And then bring your hands to the heart and just take a moment to bow your head to your hands, keeping that good feeling with you. And just offer up a moment of gratitude for the sun and the nourishment that it brings, for the wisdom of understanding what comes out of nature and how we can apply it to our own lives, as we are a microcosm of the macrocosm. And then let's seal this practice with a chant of Om. Deep inhale in. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today for practice, and please like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with friends and family that could benefit from this as well. And also in the description of the practice, you'll see a link to my Patreon account if you'd like to financially support or offer a donation to keep these free videos coming. Namaste.